about 2 weeks out from the Olympia. Less than 2 weeks now, right? Yeah, something like that. Now, a couple weeks ago I posted up a back workout in Minnesota, which was not my usual back workout because we were in a different gym. So get to use some other machines. Now, Monday of this week, we were in a different gym, Gold's, over on Neville Street in Rockville, Maryland, and did a different workout there. They had like a low hammer strength row machine that we don't normally have. So, you know, I used that, take advantage of that. So now we're back in our home gym again. This is my second back workout this week. It's the way my rotation just happens to fall. Sometimes it's chest is twice a week, sometimes, chest and back is twice a week, sometimes shoulders is twice a week, sometimes legs is twice a week. It's on a rotating schedule. So we're back with, of course, something using chest supported for the rows because I got the back issues. It's the hammer strength high row. So this is my third set of these. And the last one, which is this third set, I'm going to use that the stretch contraction before and during the set. So you see me holding the stretch for a little while. It's a forced stretch that causes the muscles to stay under tension. Now, what you'll notice is you can see me pulling the handles down. And what it looks like is just pulling the handles down. What you guys can't see is when I pull the handle down, I move the lat and the back of my delt to pull that down. And I squeeze from the elbow to my shoulder down and back as I pull it. I'm not even feeling that in my hands, my wrists, my forearms, my biceps. Nothing is pulling but my back. So although it just looks like I'm moving weight through motion, I'm actually pulling it with the muscle I'm trying to target. It takes a long time to learn how to do that. It's definitely muscle, like the mind-muscle connection that happens over time, but it's automatic when you get into these movements after you've been doing it for years and years and years. But there's so much more that goes into a set than what you can actually see on here, and I figure like I gotta explain it, because if not, it's like he's just fucking moving weight. Who gives a shit? Like, what's so special about that? So we'll do the stretch overload position during the set, which really does not allow the muscle fibers to rest during the set. So it allows the acid to flush out a little bit, but the muscle fibers stay in a constant tension the whole time. So when you go to fire the muscles again, they don't have to recruit more fibers over and over again from the beginning. They don't from the beginning anyways, but some of them recover and you fire the same ones again before it recruits more fibers. We continue recruiting fibers while the other ones are still being caught in a constant tension like that. So let's get our tunes on. Again, I don't count reps at all. Go until the muscle feels like it's going to fall apart pretty much. Strap in, down. Now we overload the stretch here. No swinging. Overload the stretch. Up. Stretch. Up. Oh, that's... And again, you know, I mean, as you start to fail, you feel a little more in your arms, a little more in your shoulders and your forearms and stuff, but you feel that all on your back, especially that stretch overload, man. It really fucking keeps those muscle fibers fired the whole time. And if you notice, no swinging. So when you see a lot of people in this machine, they're actually coming off this pad. My goal is to stay on the pad, back arched, up and squeeze while keeping my stomach against the pad, which allows all the lat to be pulling down, a little bit of that rear delt too. But whew, you know, just one set of those, you get so out of breath from doing them to failure that it's hard to understand unless you've done them before. Whew. Second exercise today during my regular back workouts is chin-ups. I did chin-ups on Monday also with up at Gold's, but I did there's different ways of doing chin-ups. Now you can fire different muscles depending on what you're trying to hit. Again, that mind-muscle connection. And don't forget that the lats are responsible for moving the arm down and back. Okay, so like a reverse grip pull down would hit your lats. When you widen your grip out and rotate your arm out, you're pulling down and back in the same, similar direction, but you're down and back in a different plane of motion. The upper back muscles, like the teres, the rhomboids, the mid traps, even the upper trap a little bit to a degree, wind up moving your body through that range of motion, and the rear delts also. So the idea is to try to take your arms out of it as much as you possibly can, so that you're pulling with those back muscles. Now again, when you see me go through, the range of motion, it looks like I'm just pulling up, but that's not what's happening. What I'm actually doing is making my body move by squeezing those muscles together and moving my body. I'm not just pulling on the bar. So again, I don't feel this in my arms or my hands or my wrists or forearms or anything like that. I'm feeling it all in my back. I do have a shoulder injury that it prohibits me from going all the way down, but it doesn't matter because it still keeps tension on the back the whole time anyway. So we'll hit the put the Metallica back on. I might also have noticed, shut this shit off, that at the bottom of my paws, I don't just bounce right back up. That's to avoid the muscle spindles from allowing you to get a bounce at the bottom, and it's forcing the muscles to actually stop and contract. Stretch out, stop, and contract. There's things called stop rows, which I've done before, which again, in a dumbbell row, as you're swinging like this, a stop rows, you go down, stop, touch it to the ground, then squeeze. Down, stop, touch it to the ground, then squeeze. It takes all the momentum out of it. So that's what that is when you see that. So some people may be like, why is he stopping at the bottom? Is he tired? Like, that's what that is. Moving on.
So you just did a set of what you call chin-ups.
Wide grip chin-ups.
Now I would call those pull-ups. Now is there a difference? Am I calling them the wrong thing? What's the difference between
They're
pull-ups
interchangeable.
and
Some people are fucking so stuck on terms and shit. I mean, if it's an overhand grip, it's an overhand grip, pull-up, chin-up, whenever. It's underhand. I mean, if I told you to do wide grip chin-ups, because a lot of people do, well, chin-ups, because it's what you do in high school, get your chin up over the bar, and they teach you to do it like this, not like this. If I told you to do wide grip chin-ups, you're not going to fucking be like this trying to pull yourself up with a reverse grip.
I would try to do that, because that's how
I mean?
I'm a literal person.
Sprain both your wrists and be all fucked up trying to figure
true.
out what happened, why didn't it work, you know, because they're interchangeable. And I think that, you know, if someone tells you to do a wide grip overhand, doesn't matter what it is, wide grip overhand, you can figure out what it is. You know, narrow shoulder grip underhand, it doesn't matter what you call it. You're still going to go underhand, shoulder grip. You know what it is. You know, you're doing the movement. They say do a, you know, close grip underhand. You know, it doesn't even matter what you call it. You know, just as long as you get the grip right. So usually what I'll put on like someone's program is like, you know, wide grip overhand chin up. I mean, pull up, whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, it's like.
Because to us literal people, like I'm a literal person. So when you say a chin up, I picture like an overhand.
Underhand.
Or underhand, yes.
Grip.
Yeah. And I consider a pull-up like an overhand grip.
Like I've had people say, well, I do like 3 sets of 10 sit-outs during my leg work. I'm like, fucking sit-out. Sit-out in wrestling is like a fucking, you sit out, it's an escape. I'm like, sit-out. She's like, yeah, it's like almost like sitting on a chair, but you never really sit on the chair. I'm like, a fucking squat? Yeah, well, some people call them squats. Sit-outs. I mean, it's just semantics. I mean, fucking figure out what you got to do and do the movement and stop fucking worrying about, like, my book says this, so I can't do it. Fucking just get it done.
And that clears that up.
Yeah, fuck that. Alright guys, we're going to start chest now, and we had like a wide grip, I think, hammer strength row, machine that they had at Gold's that we normally don't have here. So I did that one on Mondays. Today I'm going to start off isolation, cable crossovers. It's more of like a fly crossover, fly press crossover. I will go to failure on them, and this will pre-exhaust my chest before I get to presses, which I'll do next. And the reason why I do that is I have a torn pec, 2 places, as well as a shoulder injury. So if I can fatigue the pecs before I get over there, then I can use less weight in the press to make the muscles feel faster. So what we'll do is, we'll start here. Let's cover this one. This is where I get the shoulder injury. I'll pull it down, across, and here. guys last set, we have this trotter machine, which is, it's kind of old. It's been around for a long time. I don't even think they make them anymore, to be honest with you. It's a press, a pin selector press, but each handle moves independently. And it's not just a overhand press. You can do a neutral grip too, which a neutral grip feels a lot better on my shoulder when I'm pressing. So on Monday I did the wide grip hammer strength row over at Gold's. Today I'm going to do the neutral grip. Again, I'm going to do the pause with the stretch overload in it. Now I didn't do those on Monday, so it's like you don't do them every single workout. I pick and choose where I go to put them depending on how I feel. If I feel like, hey, you know what, I've been training pretty hard, but I feel good and recovered, I'll go ahead and throw them in. When I come back in to train chest and back the next time, if all of a sudden I'm like, man, I don't really feel very strong, I don't feel very good, my nutrition's okay, my sleep is okay, I'm pushing too hard and I need to pull back a little bit. So a lot of it goes based on feel. So after a while, I mean, you learn how your body reacts and stuff. So, all right, foot pedal. Stretch. As you can see, I start to get pretty shaky halfway through the set. My muscles are so fatigued that they're giving out. They're screaming, hey, stop. But then we go a little bit further, so. Oh, fuck, again, you're right out of breath from this shit. I weighed in today, 246.5, which is about 6.5 pounds heavier than I was like 2 weeks ago. So it's working, you know, like people go, well, why are you trying to gain weight towards the Olympia? Like, who cares? And you know, it's just a goal. It's something I was like, you know what? The Olympia's coming up, and fuck, you're gonna be standing next to Rich Piana, you don't want to look fucking small. So I'll set a goal, which is just like competing or any other goal, because I've been training for a while with no goal other than maintain and not hurt myself. I said, all right, let's see if I can do it. So it's a mindset that never goes away. And so far, knock on wood, I've been lucky enough to not hurt myself in accomplishing the goal. So it's like, you know, how do you know you're really training to your utmost capabilities if you're not training towards a goal? Training just to train, you're probably not pushing 110%. I can guarantee right now you're not pushing 110%. But if you have a goal like a show, photo shoot, something like that, completely changes the scope on how you train, how hard you train, and what you leave in the gym when you leave there. If you're just training to fuck around, you'd be like, I don't feel like it today, I'll get what I can and I'll walk out and I'll come back, train hard the next time. Whereas if you get that show coming up or whatever, it's like, fuck, I don't have a workout to waste, I gotta get it done. So, well, we'll see you guys. 5% nutrition booth, isotory booth, 2 weeks. 50th anniversary of the, I almost said the Arnold Classic, of the Mr. Olympia, Joe Weider's Mr. Olympia, and we're out.